Oh man, the Bitcoin wobbles continue. Bitcoin looking set to head down towards 25k, but I've just found some interesting on-chain data, which gives me further conviction that we are closer to a bull run than expected. This is the final shakeout to shake out those weak hands, and I'm going to show you exactly what I found, guys. You can see here Bitcoin trying its best to hold this 26,000. I mean, it wicked as low here as 25,300. Could we be heading all the way down to this yellow line, which is 25k flat? Could we be heading even lower, down to 24k? I'm going to break down my rationale behind whether we're going to get more of a pullback. But the first thing to notice here is that dollar index is struggling. It's struggling here over the last 4-hourly candle. It is getting sent to the downside, although it did have a powerful candle the 4 hours previously. So if we look at this from the daily view on the dollar index, Monday it didn't do so great. Tuesday it did really well, and today it's still kind of fighting for a green candle. Now, if we switch on over to the traditional markets, which I pointed out from the start of the week, they've been risk on. They've been moving nicely. They're recovering from their horrible week last week. I mean, Nasdaq moving another % here today, S&P moving up 0.5%, but Bitcoin cannot catch a break. Dollar index here moving to the upside. Now, like I said, the more worrying situation is the weekly time frame, right? The dollar index is just absolutely unstoppable now, posting so far its 6th week here in a row to the upside and breaking trend and trying to set itself up for a big move to the upside to test some of the local highs, right? It wants to go up towards this peak. But at the same time, we need to understand what is causing this pain in Bitcoin, and it's more than meets the eye. I wanted to share this chart with you from Glassnode, and what this chart shows you is, if you look at this kind of peach color here, that's the total short-term holder supply. A short-term holder, as defined by Glassnode, is somebody who has held for less than 155 days. We're talking 5 months. In other words, they joined around February time when they saw Bitcoin went crazy in January, right, and it got excited. They were people that came into the market and bought their Bitcoin there. All those people who jumped in at that initial FOMO when we moved from 15,500 up towards 31, because everybody was telling them we're going to head up to 100,000, we're going to head up to 200,000. Now, 90% of those holders, guys, think about this, 90% of those holders are officially in a loss. So these short-term holders are, one, they're the noisiest crowd, right? Two, they do the least amount of research. Now, I know all of us at some point were short-term holders, but I like to think we had a long-term time frame. Even if you started buying at 60,000, 50,000, 40,000, hopefully you had a long-term outlook to say, look, crypto can retrace 90%. There's no reason for me to cry. I'm going to start adding, and when we dip, I'm going to keep adding.
Are you a serious crypto trader looking for lightning speed trades and complete control? Coinbase have just made a huge splash with their new platform, Coinbase Advanced. With Coinbase Advanced, you'll experience unrivaled speed and control. Enter and exit trades with lightning fast order books and seize opportunities in an instant. Take advantage of deep liquidity across various markets. You need to manage risk in volatile markets? Coinbase Advanced has you covered. Utilize different order types such as limit orders and stop limit orders to protect your investment. Say goodbye to complicated interfaces. Coinbase Advanced offers a user-friendly platform that remembers your setting. Enjoy a seamless and efficient trading experience every single time. Plus, you can earn up to 4% USDC rewards on your balance. It's time to unlock your trading potential. Sign up for Coinbase Advanced using my affiliate link in the description. Support this channel. Head over to ijaz.uk/Coinbase. That's ijaz.uk/Coinbase now. Thank you, Coinbase, for supporting our content and community.
But there's a lot of these short-term holders who are just here in severe pain. 2.26 million Bitcoins are sat in a loss, unrealized loss. Only 300,000 Bitcoin are in a profit for those short-term holders. Now, it's when these short-term holders finally sell and distribute their coins to long-term holders, people have a longer-term view who want to hold Bitcoin for the long-term perspective, that's when we're finally ready for a bull market. A bull market ensues when the coins are in the hands of people who aren't short-term speculators, who want to hold for the next bull run, and they're going to buy at prices where they like to buy. They won't want to buy at 31.8 when they can see it's overstretched. And I say, guys, don't buy this when it's extended. Wait for the pullback. Don't buy when it's extended. Wait for the pullback. Long-term holders will not buy from these positions. They're going to buy from positions of strength at the EMA ribbon or even lower. So they're going to wait for those short-term holders. All of this here, 2.26 plus another 300, 2.5 million Bitcoins roughly up for grabs here, to be capitulated, to be liquidated, to get them to panic So long-term holders can buy it and hold into the next bull run, which is around the corner. And that's how the game is played. And maybe that will require a shakeout. And so if we jump into the charts here to look at what are these levels that we're looking for, you could see that Bitcoin was in this rising channel and it broke from this channel. Now, what do we know when we break from this channel? We look to the left. We look to the left, the first pivot point sits here at 24.7. Now, what's the problem with 24.7? That's the neckline of a head and shoulders pattern, right? Boom, 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 boom. And if a head and shoulders pattern plays out, you guys know we can take the measured move. Again, if none of this makes sense, Ijaz.uk/TA, we go through all of this. You, by watching this one training program, will become more proficient in TA than 99% of the people scamming you on Twitter and talking about TA. They don't know what they're talking about. You're going to learn it from what I learned from traditional finance over 10 years. So this M pattern breaks you down to a price target of 17,600, which ties you in with the bottom of the channel. Now, there is a center line support, and that sits here at 20,000 flat as well. So that's what we got to play with, right? This breakdown can initially, of course, come down to 24.8. Then we're looking at 20,000 of support, and then down to the bottom, back down to those kind of horrible levels around that 17,000, maybe 15,500. For those people calling 5,000 on Bitcoin, 10,000 on Bitcoin, they're just being sensationalist. Even for me to say 15,500 right now, which is where we were just in November of 2022, not long ago, right? 9 short months ago, we were at 15,500. But even that would be kind of unnecessary for me to call right now. Okay, so right now I'm going to focus on this purple line. Can this hold a support and we can work our way back up? Or is the M pattern going to play out? In which case I start looking for 20. If we show signs that we look like we're going to breach 20, then of course we look at the 17,000s, we look at the 15,500s as levels. For me, I want to be buying at these support levels. Just like I bought at the support of the EMA ribbon, I'll nibble more at this purple line and I'll nibble more there. Again, this type of data gives me conviction to do that. There are still short-term holders out there who do not have a long-term perspective. They don't care to hold Bitcoin for a year or 2 years. They want a quick buck, and so when they're not getting it, when their portfolio drops and it goes below their cost basis, those coins are going to come up for grabs. And when people are selling, that is when you start to see the price fall here to the downside, okay? So I'm getting prepared for some lower price points. You can see that there are people in this market who do not have the conviction to hold into the next bull run. So until they finally let go and give it to people who do want to hold it, we're not going to see the movement we want to see. That is one of the reasons why we're seeing Bitcoin dominance falling here to the downside. Again, still worried about this dollar index. Do not stop paying attention to this dollar index. For Bitcoin to do well, this has to move to the downside. We have to send it to the downside. If we cannot do that, and this consolidates above its EMA ribbon, this could be a worrying sign, right? If this starts to do something like I showed you, which is this, we're in for a world of pain here, right? Not just traditional markets, but Bitcoin specifically, because the risk will not be on for quite a while. I mean, this is a weekly candle chart. So if this wants to spend a couple of months here consolidating and moving to the upside, that's a problem. So quicker rather than later, I want to see us reject this and send it to the downside, or even go for some sideways movement, which will of course give Bitcoin a little bit of sideways movement around that 25, 26K level as well. So watch the dollar index, then watch Bitcoin. Right now, there's no point talking about altcoins. I see a lot of people crying about altcoins right now. What have you got to cry about? If you bought altcoins knowing that these are one of the most volatile asset classes known to mankind, they can retrace 90%, like, what are you, I don't know, like, what do I tell you? You're buying them knowing they're risky. You buy them knowing that they're only going to grow and explode if you pick the right ones during a bull market. How are they going to do well now? They're not, right? Even Bitcoin's struggling right now. So we got to take things step by step. Bitcoin's got to recover. We've got to see progress on a fundamental perspective, maybe with the spot ETF approval, maybe with some progress on some of the SEC hearing and cases. But ultimately, we need risk to rotate on. And that is going to come from a softening stance from the Fed. So we got the Fed meeting coming up September the 20th. We will be paying attention to that. If you appreciate this type of content, smash up the likes. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to go watch this video here. And I'll see you in the next one.